Good morning and welcome to the first annual conference of the EU-UK Forum. My name is Paul Adamson. I am the chairman of the forum. Although the UK left the European Union at the end of January last year and the transition period expired on 31st December, it is clear that Brexit is most definitely not done. The forum was created with the recognition that both the UK and the EU will need and want to maintain a constructive and informed dialogue, despite the very real critical concerns that are currently preoccupying both sides. The forum aims to serve as a support to the official deliberations that are now becoming an everyday reality. It is non-partisan and through its regular discussions is hopefully contributing to making EU-UK relations as mutually beneficial as possible. We have held many single-issue webinars since our launch last September. Today we're going for a broader magazine approach. You will have seen that the title of the conference is A New Relationship. Although there is widespread and understandable Brexit fatigue, there is nonetheless also a strategic need to put the EU-UK relationship on a more constructive footing sooner rather than later. Today's conference will explore to what extent that is a realistic aspiration. You will have seen the impressive list of speakers you will be hearing from, so I will not dwell further on that. But before I introduce our opening keynote address, allow me briefly to help you navigate through the conference platform. You can use the chat area on the right-hand side of your screen to post questions for the speakers and chat with other participants throughout the day. You can keep an eye on live tweets throughout the conference using the Twitter tab and also on the right hand of the screen. The hashtag is EU-UK Forum. During the lunch break and after the final session, you can use the networking tab on the left of your screen to connect with other participants. You can also communicate with each other privately by clicking on the People tab on the right-hand side and selecting the person you'd like to message or even video call. If you need any further information or support, please contact my colleague Geraldine Evans in the chat area. I'd also like to give my warm thanks to the conference sponsors, the City of London and MSD, who also became corporate members of the EU-UK Forum at the very outset. And finally, a special thank you to my colleagues at Forum Europe, and in particular, Rebecca Matheson, who have, as always, done such a terrific job in making this conference happen. And now it gives me very great pleasure to introduce Maroš Šefčovič, Vice President of the European Commission, to give the opening keynote address. The Vice President recorded this yesterday as he is tied up in the European Parliament in Strasbourg this morning. Over to you, Maroš.
Dear Chairman, dear Paul, thank you for inviting me to speak today. I wish I could participate live at this inaugural conference of the EU-UK Forum, but I will be fully engaged today in the plenary session of the European Parliament in Strasbourg. It's nonetheless a timely moment to consider how the EU and the UK together can best cooperate in the future. I'm sure the experts, policymakers, businesses, and civil society members you have assembled will discuss this issue in detail. The most important factor, of course, is that this is being done jointly by experts from both the EU and the UK. This is precisely the approach I favor and expect from the UK when it comes to the implementation of the agreements that were jointly agreed together after years of negotiations. As you point out yourself, Chairman, perhaps the biggest challenge for the EU will be how we can rebuild trust and realign our relationship with the UK. Trust is essential for any constructive relationship, but to build trust in each other as partners requires first working together cooperatively and refraining from surprises in the form of unilateral actions. Unfortunately, the unilateral measures the UK government took in March contradicted this much-needed spirit of joint action and clearly violated what we had agreed. In response, we were forced to launch an infringement procedure. And without satisfactory steps by the UK to remedy these measures, we will have no choice but to step up these legal proceedings. But this is, of course, not our preferred option. In that sense, it is a positive development that the UK pursued a different avenue on the issue of chilled meats. that led last week to the EU accommodating the UK's request to extend the grace period for the movement of chilled meats from Great Britain to Northern Ireland until 30th of September. We believe that this 3-month extension will allow stakeholders, and in particular supermarkets in Northern Ireland, to adapt their supply chains to the post-Brexit situation. I believe this demonstrates our understanding that adapting to the new situation resulting from the UK's withdrawal from the EU and the application of the protocol in Northern Ireland can be challenging. For that reason, we are working hard with the UK at all levels, within the framework of the joint bodies established by the withdrawal agreement, to find pragmatic solutions on the whole range of implementation issues we have jointly identified. Allow me to mention 2 examples. First, I have proposed the so-called Swiss-style veterinary agreement. This could be negotiated very quickly and would address many concerns. The UK continuing to apply EU SPS rules would do away with the vast majority of the checks in the Irish Sea and would not require checks elsewhere, say in Northern Ireland. New Zealand-style equivalence, for example, would not achieve that. In many of my contacts with the stakeholders in Northern Ireland, I have had positive feedback to our idea of a veterinary agreement. I am well aware of the UK's government's initial concerns, but remain optimistic that we can find a solution that works for everybody, most of all the people of Northern Ireland. We can also have a temporary agreement until the UK wants to opt for different SPS standards with another partner. Secondly, we are actively working on a solution to ensure the continuity of medicine supply to Northern Ireland. This is an issue of particular importance to me personally in this time of pandemic. And in that context, we will also provide solutions to medicine supply in other concerned member states, including Ireland. We are ready to move ahead fast. This will not be easy, as this will require a change of our EU rules, but I am committed to this important effort. But it cannot be just for the EU to seek solutions for practical problems that the UK flags up. The withdrawal agreement, including the protocol on Ireland and Northern Ireland, was agreed upon by the current UK Prime Minister and by David Frost, who was then the lead negotiator. Likewise, trust is a two-way street. We have already shown in the protocol that we are willing to trust, because for the first time the EU has entrusted the control of its economic border to an outside partner. But there is still lack of implementation of these agreements by our partner, the UK, so we need to see the pathway to compliance as soon as possible. We need to be able to trust the UK to live up to its international obligations. The same holds true for the obligations regarding the rights of our citizens living in the UK and UK citizens residing in the EU. Treating each other's citizens with utmost respect and fairness is not just an element of trust, but also essential for the individual lives of more than 6 million people affected. Last Wednesday was an important deadline for applications for residence status in the UK and some member states such as France. We expect that the UK will show understanding and flexibility to allow late applicants to continue to exercise their rights until they get a decision on their application. This is in line with the withdrawal agreement and would grant an additional layer of temporary protection for those citizens who made an effort to bring themselves into the compliance with the UK law through their late applications. Finally, let me say a few words about realigning our relations. In doing so, we should not get too caught up with terms like dynamic alignment, static alignment, or advanced equivalence. Rather, the simple fact is that the closer the relationship between the European Union and the third country, the more ambitious and frictionless the relationship can be. At the same time, if the political choice is to have a more distant relationship, this will necessarily restrict possibilities for cooperation and increase friction in trade. This was true during the negotiations on the protocol on Ireland and Northern Ireland, and it is true now as well when it comes to finding solutions for frictions in trade in practice under the protocol and the trade and cooperation agreement. All of this is without prejudice to the fact that the European Union and the United Kingdom are and will remain close neighbors and strategic allies. We share fundamental values and principles such as democracy and the rule of law. We share strong political objectives such as fighting climate change and confronting geopolitical threats from those who seek to do us harm. And we traditionally share faith in multilateral, rules-based global order as the best way to solve conflicts. In conclusion, it is my profound hope that we can finally move on from Brexit once and for all and forge a path towards a shared future between two strong strategic partners. This joint EU-UK forum will make an important contribution to this conversation. I look forward to our discussions and hope to be able to participate live and in person on another occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maroš, and we'll certainly hold you to that commitment, or at least a promise to be with us in person, hopefully after the summer break at the EU-UK forum. Now, please stay tuned, everybody. Don't go anywhere, because we're shortly going to move to our next part of the program, a presentation by Kelly Beaver, Managing Director of Public Affairs at Ipsos Mori. Discussion will be moderated by Georgina Wright, who's head of the Europe program at the Institut Montaigne in Paris. See you soon. Bye-bye.